Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fantasycraft: The Last City, Part 21. I'm your host, Austin Ramsey. My pronouns are he and him, and this stream is presented by You Don't Meet in an Inn, an actual play podcast about exploring obscure tabletop role-playing games with a rotating cast. You can find me and the podcast on Twitter at NotAnIn, and you can find any of my game design work at austin-ramsey.itch.io. This evening, I am, of course, joined by Christine.
Hi, I'm Christine. My pronouns are she or they, and I am playing Dorothy, the unborn mage.
Thank you. Also with us this evening is, of course, Sasha.
Hi, I'm Sasha. My pronouns are NNs, and I'm playing Madame V, who is a lancer and a keeper and also a tree person, and just has so many shotguns. It's so nice.
And, of course, last but never least, Hadrian.
That's me. I'm Hadrian. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Viper, the currently stabbed.
That's quite the moniker.
It's a full-time occupation.
She's had a knife in her ribs for 2 weeks now. So.
Speaking of, who wants to explain what happened last time we played, since it's been a minute?
There was a gunfight.
The deadliest game of chess.
Maybe not ever, but probably up there.
Yeah.
It was after Viper had gotten herself cornered by Decent C in a shop and foolishly challenged her to a duel, and then Decent C decided the duel would be chess, and then eventually we all got too angry to keep playing chess, and then that's when the shooting and stabbing started.
Yeah, it wasn't going too well for y'all for a bit there.
The chess part went real bad. The shooting and stabbing went a bit better.
But only a bit, I think, looking at all of your health bars.
I'm fine.
I think you are in the best of health, and you are at half health.
And I have an axe in my face currently.
Yeah, so I guess we will pick up basically where we left off. You are in this iron goods store, just chock-a-block full of bodies. Just so many bodies.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And also a number of shotguns, and of both the sawn-off and full-stocked variety. Actually, I guess only one of those. You did hear earlier the whistle of the guard, and there currently are two of your crew on site, Lance and Maybell. What do you all want to do?
I feel like grab the guns, get out of Dodge. I feel like.
I
think that's the thing I would like to do. Is not wait around to talk about to discuss this with the guards at their leisure. So, yeah, I'd like the crew to grab as many guns as they can and leave, and also to grab my friends and leave.
So 3 of your crew have already skedaddled with 6 of the sawn-offs. So what do you say?
Take what you can carry it and make yourself scarce.
Lance and Mabel both being some rough and tumble characters. Lance quickly assesses the surroundings, and then he scoops up. Is someone's audio isn't coming through their headphones because I can hear myself pretty clearly. I'm not.
Speakers are off.
Okay. I think that's better. No, I can. It's fine. I'll deal. My speech just might be a bit stilted because it's very distracting.
Oh yeah, I can hear you twice now too.
Okay. Yeah, so Lance, being the rough and tumble customer that he is, he looks around, sees I guess probably just like a sack for customers. He grabs that, goes over to the end, like the shelves on the wall, puts the sack right up against it, and just Christine,
what you doing there, buddy?
Christine, your mic is really high.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Is that better?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it got.
Twisted at some point.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Also, I can no longer hear myself, so
Yeah, I think that's where the that's where
Yeah,
the ghost
there it
audio
is.
was coming from. Yeah.
There it is.
it was so loud it was picking up the headphones you were wearing.
No, I think you're pretty loud in my background right now, but it doesn't matter.
Ah, okay. So yeah, he just like sweeps a shelf into the sack.
What you doing there, buddy?
We're not robbing the store. We're just.
You said grab what we could.
I understand my mistake here. No, loot the dead, not the shop.
Mabel smacks him in the back of the head. And she like grabs a pair of the shotguns and like makes her way to the back of the shop, and Lance drops the sack. Hadrian, he's your NPC. How much convincing is he going to need to drop the sack? How sketchy is Lance?
Probably not a lot. I don't think he's sketchy. I think he's just kind of dumb. And grew up in a rough part of town, so that was just like, that's the first thing he thinks when somebody says snatch and grab. Oh, are there cat crimes?
Yeah, there's
sounds
some
like
cat
it.
crimes. It's okay.
Okay. It's going to be one of those sessions, I guess. All right. So he drops the sack, and he scoops up 2 shotguns, and he follows Mabel out the back. And what are you 3 going to do? Or I guess 5 with Gentleman Moose and Foxglove.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna run over to Foxglove and make sure she's okay. She almost got squished.
Yeah, she's fine. She like crawls up on you, onto your shoulders.
Don't worry about it. She's okay. I guess I'll make. Maybe it's Halloween ghosts. I guess I'll make a stealth roll.
Okay, you're gonna try and sneak on out of there.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take us over to the play screen.
No, I don't want a cat fight, please. It's okay.
The spirit of Halloween is upon us.
Yeah.
Midnight says Love is not allowed to tear shit up while he's not allowed to.
Okay, so I got an 18, and then there's stealth modifiers. I'm going to be moving slowly, and I am smaller than usual. However, I am not normal, so I attract attention.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Okay. While you're looking that up, Viper, what are you gonna do?
Well, Viper, as we have established in the past, is not going to be sneaking anywhere.
Mhm.
That's for sure. Uh,
Not with that attitude, she won't.
not with these skill ranks. So I guess if the plan is to hoof it quickly, or get this knife out of my gut. One of those two things, probably.
Yeah, that punch dagger's still in ya.
I think I'll go ahead and tend to the dagger, so you're not making me roll fortitude saves in the near future.
Well, I mean, mechanically, I don't think it
I
actually
know.
does anything. It's only in you because decency got a critical error with an attack roll against you after successfully hitting you, and thus was disarmed.
True, good point. I don't know. The question I have is, if I got enough time to get away from the cops, I should do that. If I don't have enough time to get away from the cops, I think leaving the knife in is a better look.
Well, considering you're all inside, I'm not sure you have the information as to.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna leave this up to Madam V. Are we running?
Yes? Was that a question? Yes, we are running.
Okay.
Well, Viper sort of pulls herself off of the wall she was leaning on and yanks the dagger out of her gut. Says, "Let's go."
Yeah.
Out the back door, presumably.
That's the closest one to me, so that's where I'm going.
Can loop around, pick up, I mean, Gentleman Moose is gonna pick me up. It's gonna be that direction. And head back to the ship, I think.
Please, can you pick up Gentleman Moose?
I don't think that I can.
I'll just cast Brawn on you like 5 times.
I mean, then I can, yes.
You're supposed to him up on my shoulders.
Okay.
Yes.
So I have the modifier table.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of light are we in?
It was like midday when this happened, so good light.
Yeah, it was high noon.
Yeah,
Okay, so bright light.
the
so
traditional dueling time.
bright light. So -2 to my roll. What kind of scenery? Unremarkable, right?
What are the other options?
Dense and obscuring. Dense scenery like a thick forest, or obscuring scenery like snow mounds. Unremarkable scenery, sparse scenery like a barren forest, or revealing scenery like dry leaves. Sparse and revealing scenery.
No urban descriptions in those.
No.
Probably, yeah, unremarkable, I would say. The buildings conceal you some, but, like, the streets are mostly clear.
Close to surrounding group, like an elf in a crowd of humans. I could pass for a human child if not looked at closely.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Okay,
Did
so
you,
that's
did you
minus.
take the axe out of your face?
No, so that's -2.
Okay, if you haven't taken the axe out of your face, knock it up a notch. That's noticeable.
-4 then. I am smaller than the observer, +4 per size category difference. All of our senses are okay. I am whispering and moving up to half my speed. Okay. So my roll is 12 plus 4, unless the guard is like a giant or whatever.
No.
So all that math, and I'm at a 16.
Okay. All right, so Viper's gone running out the back. V, you're going out the front to get Gentleman Moose.
Yeah.
Okay. You just making a run for it, or how you doing this?
I think so. I was thinking vaguely that we should probably talk to the shopkeep, but I also don't want to do that.
Okay, V, give me a notice roll.
Oh, I will happily do this for you. Notice. That's a 19.
Okay. So, as you are approaching the front door,
Oh, hey.
yeah. Oh, also this crew member whose name is not coming to me immediately also skedaddled, since that was the last thing you told the crew.
Mhm.
With some shotguns. Probably another 2, we'll say. Yeah. So as you approach the door, which is propped open by a corpse,
As one does.
yeah, you can see through the door that there is a squad of Coast Guard, led by a familiar face, Sergeant Quinn Mantha, and they're sort of cautiously approaching the store, their shields at the ready,
Okay.
because they're
Sorry, I have to be back.
okay. All right, so Viper,
Mhm.
you're just booking it. No consideration for stealth around the alleys, I'm guessing, behind the store and through the market.
Mhm.
Okay.
Leaving
I
a trail of
can,
blood.
I can push my limits to move faster if that helps.
Yeah, I think that's the thing to do, because you're. I think.
You should still have the effects of the spell on you.
The brawn.
Yeah. Let's see. What's your movement speed?
35.
Right, but you've got a level. How many levels of fatigue?
Oh. I think only 1 level of fatigue.
Okay, so that will put you at 30. All right. Let's. Does that need a roll? Yeah, I think it probably does.
Okay.
Not your roll. Sorry, I'm checking to see if the guards happen to actually notice you.
You just hear all these crashes in the back alley.
Because, there's the chance that, they are focused on the shop, expecting potentially gunfire to erupt from it. So, yeah, there's a chance that they might just not notice you booking it out the back.
Good cops.
You're,
We've established they're extremely good at their job.
Mm-hmm.
y'all are level 6, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, they get a 16, which is plenty enough to see a half-elf, half-root walker who is not sneaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I come around a corner and make direct eye contact with one of them,
Yeah,
I was just trying to
Tear-
get away from the fight.
and then just tear out in the opposite direction.
So, quick question. Are you going around, like, looking at the shop from the front? Are you going around the left side to escape or the right side to escape?
Goodness. I don't know. This might as well be a coin flip.
Well,
Yeah, let's just make it a coin flip. One is left, two is right. And that's a 1, so left from the direction where you're looking at here.
okay, so your quick movement draws their eye to the side of the building that Gentleman Moose is down the alley of.
Mm-hmm.
But they do see you run off looking suspicious as hell.
A lady can't run while bleeding anymore? I thought this was a free
Yeah,
country.
for real.
No, this is explicitly a police state.
Oh.
um, yeah, I'm.
But my housemate is having a hard day.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Huh. Okay, so I just checked their stats. And with the armor that the guard are wearing, even with your penalty to speed from fatigue, they cannot catch you.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like that advice I got from my dad when I was a teen, that if there's a cop after you, you should run because you're a teen and you're going to outrun any 30-year-old.
And also you're white.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah, so there's definitely two of them. So yes, V, like out through the front door, you notice as two of the guards give chase along the side of the alley. Probably, they're also probably slowed up by Gentleman Moose down that side of the building. But yeah, they give chase to Viper.
Doing awkward shuffle around Gentleman Moose because he ain't moving.
Yeah, pretty much, even though he's bleeding.
God, the surrealness and like the fear that would be present just walking down an alley and seeing a moose. It's
A
too
moose
much.
of unusual size.
Yes.
Just dripping with blood.
Oh God.
Both from the antlers and from his wounds.
And many open bullet wounds.
God. Yeah, his face is probably just pockmarked with buckshot wounds.
I hate it. Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
I once did run a Halloween one-shot that involved an evil deer person.
Beelzebub.
Oh yeah, that too. I was actually thinking of a different one.
Do you think they're prone to arresting moose?
Just put some
Like
shackles on it.
Like, if I leave Gentleman Moose here as a blockade for me to get away, do you think they'll take him into custody?
I mean, I don't know if they could take him into custody. I don't think anyone's capable of taking a moose anywhere it doesn't want to go.
That is a tough question to answer, but I will tell you this that I know for sure, is that there's only one Gentleman Moose on the island.
This is very true. You really don't have to put a whole lot on that wanted poster to make
Yeah.
these things.
We've established this moose has more renown than the rest of us combined.
Oh,
yes.
absolutely. So the moose did the crime.
The moose was responsible for the gunfight.
Oh no, that was Decency's crew.
Yeah, Decency's. Yeah, here's the fucking story. Decency's crew just all shot each other trying to hit the moose.
Oh yeah, speaking of, I'd like to cast Whisper so we can get our story straight. Get everyone on group chat.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, my character sheet has disappeared. Here we go. So I cast it, and I am not cursed. Excellent. Also, I should get rid of that degree. Okay, great. Now we're all in tune so long as we all stay within 250 feet. Was that?
Yeah. So, question.
Mhm.
You said get rid of that degree of taint?
Mhm.
Because it's a new scene?
Mhm.
Okay, so any of your spells have now ended that were ongoing, including the Brawn on
Does-
Viper. Because we're using the dramatic timing for campaign rule, which means that anything that lasts a certain set of time lasts for a scene instead of X number of minutes.
Hey, does that mean we knock our abilities down by a level also? As in fatigue and shaken? Because I think those drop off the end of scenes also.
Yes, they do. So, yeah, you can get rid of a level of fatigue and a level of shaken if you have those. Also, y'all are no longer blessed. Yeah. Right. So V, you see these guards cautiously approaching the front door. Although the tokens I'm using have swords, they in fact have glaives and shields out, except for Sergeant Mantha, who does have sword and shield. And they're approaching the front of the shop cautiously. What do you want to do?
See, I, Sasha, do not want to talk to cops today, but Madam V is a fucking bootlicker, so I think that she is going to stay here.
The bootlicking pirate queen.
Do what you got to do to make it in the business.
I believe that's called a privateer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is. And also, I need medical attention, and also, so does my moose. And, fight started when I got here, so as far as I am concerned, all of this was in self-defense. So, yeah, I'm gonna stick around, and be like, oh, thank goodness you're finally here.
I would like, since we're in whispers, if you're gonna stay there, good on you. You do you. Make sure that your weapons are not on you,
Cool.
because you're not great. Yeah.
Oh, I should have given the Derringer to somebody who's leaving. One of the crew.
I mean, you can try and hide it now before the cops come in. If any gun can be hidden and avoid getting found, it's a Derringer, right?
Yeah.
Also, prestidigitation can be used to conceal weapons on your body if your prestidigitation is good.
I don't believe that it is.
Okay.
I will look at it. Yeah, I have no ranks in that. I have 0 ranks in that.
Okay.
So, do you want to try and hide it, or do you want to hand it over? Or just pretend that it isn't yours? I guess those are kind of the 3 options for V. Well, okay, I guess there's 4. You could hide it here in this place, hide it on your person, pretend that it isn't yours, or hand it over.
Or number 5, when they find it, just pretend you didn't know it was on you.
I think that's the good one. I think that's of all the options, that is the one that a cop is absolutely going to believe, and also use. Well, I guess I can. I'll put it on one of the bodies, I guess.
Okay. All right. So the front door of the shop is kicked in, and the Coast Guard burst in and lower their glaives. And the sergeant, she says, "Nobody move, Coast Guard!" And looks around the room and sees you and you alone.
I am sprawled out, clutching my wounds. I am not standing up. I am giving a performance with my fucking life. I mean, I am very wounded. To be fair, that is true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that'll absolutely give you a bonus to this bluff roll.
I desperately want it to be like not naturalistic acting at all, just like full on, just like, oh no. Will I perish on this day?
No, I think I'm just saying, please, please, please help me.
All right, give me that bluff roll. Do you not have any bluff?
I have 2 in bluff.
2 ranks?
You were an
or is
actor,
that...
man.
I have no ranks. Do I have no ranks in bluff?
Guys, I'm beginning to think maybe we weren't a good theater company.
I think that's all. Well, I think it's just, you know, V's clearly a character actor, and so all the ranks are an impress. She believes every single part she portrays.
Method.
Yeah, that's what I meant. A method actor.
Oh, hell. Okay. I almost as good as it can get on that one. To be completely fair, that's a 14.
Okay. Let's see. Well, good news. The Coast Guard don't have sense motive.
Okay, alright,
Okay.
hang on.
All right.
Give me shit for not having bluff. They don't have sense motive.
As a signature skill, NPCs, they have a competency rating, which is like a sort of baseline of what they are good at.
Uh-huh.
Note that they also have competency 1. So there's a good chance you'll get away with this.
Cool.
Their bonus is the same as yours to bluffing, a +2, but they also don't have the 15 cap. Not that that affects your roll. They get a 16.
Unbelievable.
So what does this look like as you clutch your sides and pretend you're well,
I don't have to pretend. I am
that's
grievously
true.
wounded.
That is true, you are grievously wounded. I guess as you lean into being grievously wounded.
I don't know. I think it's like a lot of looking around the room, like trying to make my face say things that it's not saying, and sort of like reaching out and like trying to like touch one of the guards for like as like a to like support me, right?
Okay.
Like,
So you're like reaching out towards the guards, and Sergeant Manth is like, "Nobody's buying it, V. We know you're tougher than that."
it hurts. I'm getting shot.
You're a big girl. You'll get over it.
This level, this rudeness.
It's unwarranted.
What happened here?
What does it look like?
The other-
Real innocent person response. What do you think happened here?
The other guards like wading through ankle deep shotguns. The sergeant, she says, it looks like there was a gunfight, obviously, but I think you know more than you're letting on, seeing as you have some of those gunfight in you.
You know what I would love? Is some medical attention?
All right.
I simply can't focus with all of these bullets in me.
Well,
Jesus.
well, we got some medics at the keep, so why don't you join us? And
Ugh.
she she holds her hands out to one of the other guards, and he like looks at her, and she says, "Your manacles? She's got more than two hands."
That's not necessary.
And
Didn't know it was illegal to be shot.
Mantha, she says, We'll see if it was necessary later." And gets another set of manacles, because I think V has 6 arms, right?
Sure does.
Yep. And starts to manacle you.
Can someone get my moose?
The like, two of the guards look at each other.
Very injured.
And Mantha just points at one and says, "Just go get it." And the guard like looks unsure how he's going to do that, but he leaves. And so they start perp walking you out of here.
Think of all the street cred you're gonna have now as a pirate captain.
Everybody's got to do their time eventually.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So you go outside and you can see that there's more guards, and they've like started to cordon off the area with like some wooden sawhorses, and some of them are talking to the witnesses of the area, all the various stall keepers who were here, and the people who were shopping. And you can see some of them are like marking off bullet holes in like the sides of buildings with chalk. Because while y'all caught some bullets and the assassins caught some bullets, there were a lot that were not caught.
Mhm.
Well, the case in a gunfight, yeah.
Yeah. And there's just that one guard with like his hands on his hips looking up at Gentleman Moose, who's looking down at him, and just like the most perplexed look on his face.
It's like, if it was a horse, I would just grab the reins, but the reins are like 12 feet in the air.
Does Gentleman Moose even have like saddle and reins and such?
Oh yes, Madam V rides side saddle.
Okay.
So, yeah. No, he's got a full tack.
Yeah. So I think he's probably like, he jumps up a couple times to try and grab the reins. And then when that doesn't work, he's like gets some crates and starts piling them up.
I think Madam V's calls, "Come along, sir," and Gentleman Moose kind of trots.
He just like kicks through the crates that this guy was stacking in front of Gentleman Moose. So yeah, Gentleman Moose is just like following along behind you at like a gentle walk. As the sergeant and a squad of the guards leads you towards the keep, while other guards start collecting evidence and testimonies from the witnesses. Dorothy and Viper, you both have got escaped.
Perfect crime.
No problem. Oh, actually, Dorothy, I did not roll to see if the guard spotted you. So I need to do that. And noticing is actually one of the skills they are good at.
Great.
They get a 12, though,
Excellent.
which is much less than your 16. Yeah. So, Dorothy and Viper, where are you two headed?
I'm going to the local smithing workshop.
Okay. And Viper, where are you gonna go?
That's a good question.
May I recommend a hospital?
No hospitals.
A vet.
Oh no.
You know who probably has a lot of experience patching up wounds on a regular basis? Is the folks at the Punch Bowl.
Yeah, I was trying. Yeah,
Oh, an underground
doesn't-
doctor.
Viper doesn't really have any other hangouts anyway.
There's also doctors on the
Like everybody's gonna know that's where she's going.
yeah.
To be fair, I think y'all snagged one of those doctors anyways, since Maybell's an apothecary.
Yeah, yeah. Maybell, it like literally is one of those underground doctors.
Mm-hmm. So you go to the punch bowl, though?
Probably. I don't think she's gonna think of anywhere better to go while in her current state of adrenaline fueled running.
Okay. Dorothy,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any divination spells?
Ominous
Like,
question to ask.
like under the category of divination?
Or any that you might consider divination, but yeah, to either.
And do I have to know how to cast them currently?
I mean, in a sense, you know how to cast them, but you're not powerful enough, right? That's,
Okay.
I think, the conceit of the mage class.
Yeah, okay. Give me time to look through all my spells and I'll get back to you.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So Viper, you run to the punch bowl. So
Yeah.
it's like midday, so I don't think the bar is open. Not that like the door is locked or anything, just that there's no customers there. As you lurch in through the door,
Mm-hmm.
presumably like leaning up against the door frame, wounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the barkeep is like sweeping up and someone else is cleaning the glasses, and one of them like looks at you and goes, "Viper, you look like shit."
Feel like it too.
You need a doctor?
Yeah, and to be hidden for a little while.
Oh, one of those. Okay. All right.
Yeah, one of those.
That's gonna be tricky because of your size. Okay, I think I have an idea. And he like goes to this is the barkeep. He like goes to the front door and like takes a furtive look around the corner and then gestures for you to quickly follow him.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes around the side to the like shitty little stables that are next to the punch bowl. and he just says, like, points to a spot in the stables and says, "Lay down and keep quiet."
No problem.
So you lay down, and he just starts, like, pitchforking a bunch of hay onto you.
The indignity.
This is not a
Directly
great
on
hospital.
top of the open wounds, right? Just right in there. Just get as much straw in there as you possibly can.
Gotta
I'm
pack
immune
the
to
wound.
disease. If anything, that'll help.
Yeah, you're a plant, hay's a plant. It's all the same, right?
That's why I just shove deli meat on my wounds.
So once you're buried, he says, "All right, I'm gonna go get a doc. I'll be back. Keep your mouth shut."
Mm-hmm.
No, keep your mouth shut. And then he, "You damn fool!" And he walks off to go find a doctor who is sketchy. So, Dorothy,
Depends on what you mean by denovation. I can talk to the dead, but they can only tell me what they knew in life. And then I have a spell which is basically do what you want, but that's a level 9 spell. It is Wish 3.
yeah, okay.
I'm saving. No, that's the spell that I'm saving and building up for breaking the blood curse on my family line.
No.
But other than that, no. However, we do have access to a fortune teller, just in the general rules.
Yeah, isn't one of your crew is a fortune
One of
teller?
our crews, a fortune teller
Ah.
also, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think the speak with dead spell is enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dorothy, this hits you while you're on the way to the smith.
Mm-hmm.
And it's staggering. I
Hmm.
don't think that you have felt this in your current body before.
Probably not.
It's
It may have something to do with the axe in my head. Maybe it's acting like a dowsing rod.
So yes, you are staggered by this vision that overcomes you. And what you see first, as you like sort of stumble forward a little bit, and you look down and there's snow on the ground.
Okay.
And as you regain your balance, you look up and you can see that some of the buildings around you have burned down. And
Okay.
there is a raging storm overhead full of purple and green lightning. And there's the occasional lightning strike that hits down somewhere in the city. There's the sound of footsteps crunching snow coming through one of the alleys ahead of you, and a spark comes around the corner and sees you. What do you do?
I hit my head a couple of times trying to reboot my vision. Seriously,
Yeah.
I kind of think that maybe the axe kind of messed something up in there, and I'm trying to get the marbles back in place.
Okay. You smack yourself a couple times, and it doesn't really seem to have any effect. And then the spark in front of you gives out a strange staticky call, and you can hear more footsteps coming down the alleys towards you. and the spark in front of you starts walking towards you as more of them come into the alley that you're in. What are you gonna do?
Foxglove, are you seeing this shit? I speak rat.
I'm more wondering if Foxglove is affected by this vision. Or
We
here.
have shared spells.
Yeah, that is true. Okay. Yeah, Foxglove I forget, has she spoken like sentences?
Okay, so I have determined the rat language and communication between Foxglove and Dorothy kind of works is I don't think. Okay, so Foxglove. Foxglove is not a normal rat. I know it's a surprise. So she does have she does have access to certain human consciousness. However, I think that she is restricted by the body that she's in. So I think she has like a lesser understanding and communications than like a human would, but we can get like general gist of ideas passed between each other, as well as sharing emotions and just general well-being states. So I don't think like we can have like, oh yes, I quite enjoyed the port this morning, kind of like conversations. But I think that we can like have basic understandings together.
Okay.
It's like talking to a chimpanzee that knows sign language.
Yeah. Or like talking to your dog. I honestly
Fair,
feel like
yeah.
I feel like animals can communicate with us, just not like, yeah.
Yeah. So she says, yes, enemies. And she jumps down from your shoulders. And...
Nope, I catch her.
Yeah, and so she's like squirming to get free to
Yeah.
protect you.
I'm going to fly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna rise up vertically at a rate of 45 feet.
Okay.
Cast. Wait. Oh, sorry about all that. Ignore that. So I cast it, and I am not tainted.
Okay.
Just barely.
So you rise up above the city. How high are you going?
I'm just continually rising until I seem to be out of reach.
Okay. We'll probably say that you're like a good 20 feet above the rooftops by that point.
Wait, above the rooftops?
Yes, because as you rise...
How tall are these people?
They're normal height, but as you rise up, you can see that they're much like the ones that V encountered in the fields. They're coordinating their actions, and these ones start climbing up the sides of the buildings to try and get at you. Since you were in an alley and would be within arm's reach if they were on, the walls.
Mm-hmm.
So you rise up above the rooftops of this district, and you can see that Enclave is in ruins. Some of the buildings are burned to the ground. You can in fact see one in the direction where the lightning struck earlier that is actively on fire, where the flames that are the same purple and green of the lightning in the clouds overhead. You can see sparked moving through the streets, some loosely walking alone, others seeming to move in groups with purpose. And you realize that the God Storm is raging overhead of the city. what do you want to do?
I think I'm gonna cast out a whisper spell to see if my allies are within 250 feet of me.
Okay.
I am not tainted from that.
Okay. There is no one within 250 feet of you that
No one?
you would consider an ally.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna use my physical voice and shout out, can anyone hear me?
You look around and they sparked on the rooftops that are intact and on the streets below you. A crowd continues to gather below you and they look up at you. And you can see that the streets aren't cleared of snow. It's just built up. There's no response to your shouting. You appear to be alone. And then you hear someone calling out in response to you. But they're somewhat far away and they say, "Hello? Who's there? Please. Anyone?" What do you do?
Float towards that voice.
Give me a search roll.
Okay. Uh, 15.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 14.
So you look over, and there was a temple. What's the name of the god of darkness and secrets again?
I should know that
I
one.
think
I made
it's-
her.
Sizu, I want to say.
Oh, Zezu.
Yeah, Zezu. There's a temple of Zezu that is not far from the open market area in this district. And you see one of the seers comes out of the temple, and actually it's not one of the seers, it's 4 of them. And they're just like in their vestments, which is entirely unsuitable for this weather. What's the temple like again?
I believe it's open air because one of Zezu's forms is thought to be the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot of black marble and pillars and the like.
So yeah, they're like during the winter they would, it being an open air temple, they'd have different vestments on, but they're clearly wearing their spring vestments. And
Ugh, out of style.
and they're looking around for the voice they heard shouting. They don't know where you are because they wouldn't.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what's going on? What day is it?
I don't have a calendar set up for this world.
Give it in relation to
Yeah,
where we are supposed to be.
they see you, and the one that appears to be leading them says the day that you expect it to be, the day that it was of the gunfight.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna go over to them and sorry, what did they say? Did they say help or what happened?
Yeah, they're very confused. They heard someone else, and so they're like shouting.
Okay, I'll float over to them and I guess I will cast fly on them as well.
There's 4 of them, to be clear.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you...
How long does fly take to cast?
1/2 action.
Oh, good, because those sparked that were under you are following you.
Cool. I'm gonna go over to them and then I'm going to touch each of them with fly.
Okay.
Okay. Um,
To be clear, you basically get one shot at this for each of them, because as soon as the sparks see them across the marketplace, they're coming running.
yeah. Okay, I need to cast spellcasting level 2 DC 19. Okay. Okay, 34. So I cast the first one. Will save. I make my will save. 20. Okay. Cast the second one. I make the will save. Cast the third one. I do not make the will save. So I am one level of tainted now.
Okay.
And then I cast the fourth one. And I make my will save.
Okay. So you just like fly by, do a flyby spell casting, and what do you say to them?
Let me just.
And what does this look like as you cast fly? Because I think this is the first time that you've done this, right?
Yeah. Just your standard, like, I feel once, you touch it, once you get touched, like, you can, I guess it doesn't really look like much because it's a force spell, but, it's like a sort of like a hovering and like almost as if gravity is suspended and you can control it at a certain level. Okay, so this is going to last 6 minutes, so we gotta go where we're going fast.
So they takes them a second to like figure out how to get a handle of the fly, but I think that their natural flight instincts, so to speak, as the spark to rush them, kick in, and they just float out of arm's reach alongside you. And they, from this newfound vantage point, see the state of the city and are just shocked by what they see.
Can you explain exactly what happened here? Because last I... What year is it?
The leader, she gives you the like year you would expect.
Okay, because like 5 minutes, I don't know, like 30 seconds ago, I was not here, and now I'm here, so this is kind of really weird.
Yes, we were. It was spring and the middle of the day. It was a clear, beautiful day, and now what? Oh, we don't know what's happening either.
Okay, where do you think we should go within like 5 minutes? I have my pocket watch out.
I don't know. Do you know of any places that might be safe from the sparked? The keep, perhaps?
Yeah, let's just find a building that they can't climb and get on top of there. I imagine the keep would have like pretty good defenses for scaling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get on top of the keep.
Okay, so yeah, you can start flying over towards the keep, which appears to still be intact from this distance. I'm going to take us over to the city map. And let's see, where's the market? 2. Pretty close to the keep, which is 3. Yeah. So, won't take you long to get there. So yeah, looking towards the keep as you fly towards it, and then we see the keep in spring, and Madame V being led inside with Gentleman Moose sort of standing around out front. And V, have you said anything to the sergeant while you were being walked over here?
I don't believe so. Um, Although at this point, I am like, I have a head on a swivel, being like, okay, you have a veterinarian on site, right?
Yeah, they're probably one of the only groups that actually has horses. So, yeah, we have a vet.
Can you make sure they see to Gentleman Moose?
All right, I'll send someone to go fetch the vet. And she talks to like a clerk who walks off. And she has you take a seat in the like waiting area, the processing area. And she says, if you know what's good for you, you're gonna stay right there.
One side of Madame V's face suppresses an eye roll, the other one does not.
Okay. And so there's two of the guards who are like standing there watching you while the sergeant goes off elsewhere into the keep.
Can I have something so I'm not bleeding all over your floor, please?
They look at each other, and one of them gets attention of the clerk, and they send off for a doctor.
You have to ask for it, though.
Yeah.
Really is just living up to all the expectations that I've built about this place. Thank you so much.
Let's get that mend roll for the doctor, which should probably succeed. It does.
Right.
Yeah. So it's, I believe it's 1d6 for mend roll. Let me quickly check. 2d6.
Is that for vitality or wounds?
So you heal 4 vitality not 4 vitality. You heal 4 points, and it has to be evenly split between subdual damage, vitality, and wounds. I don't think you have any subdual because you're immune to that, so...
Hooray.
Yeah.
I look okay. My vitality is 63 out of 78. My wounds, though, is 6 out of 21.
Yeah. You got some pep, but you're hurting.
Uh-huh.
So as the doctor's finishing up with you, Commander Denai Hastings, the big Gatorian guy, who was the former vice commander but has since inherited the lead position, he comes out of one of the doorways with the sergeant, and he says, Captain V, what happened?
Always a pleasure to see you, Commander. Wish it was better circumstances.
Yes, the last time I saw you, you were an asset to the Coast Guard. So I am giving you the benefit of the doubt for the moment.
Did we? Just out of character. Did we actually put together a story between the? Because I'm pretty sure V's just gonna say what happened.
Are we still connected via whisper spell?
Nope.
Okay, Dorothy's, for all you know, Dorothy's ignoring you.
I mean, we're innocent as far as Viper is concerned. Because Decency pulled that trigger first, so...
After you were like, fight me.
Telling someone to fight you is not illegal.
Listen.
Also, I was unarmed.
Yeah, this is on the up and up for the most part.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
Woman stabbed said, "What are you gonna do? Stab me?"
Stab me.
I feel so bad for that person, but it's just such a such a great headline.
All right. Well, Madam V is gonna say that my friends were attacked by Decency and her crew of murderers, assassins, I believe they're called, and we defended ourselves, held out until the Coast Guard came.
Wait, why are you dragging us into this? Damn it, Madame.
Because I said what I was gonna do and then I did it. You can't be surprised.
Madame V.
The sergeant, she says, "Yeah, you sure did self-defense them to death."
I gesture to the patched bullet wounds. There's really only one setting on a gun.
You can see that she, like, definitely wants to deck you, but restrains herself. And Hastings says, all right. So, they attacked who? Your friend? Which friend?
They attacked Viper.
All right. And so the two of you defended against Decency and her crew?
I'm trying to. This is Sasha speaking. I'm trying to remember if Madam B saw Dorothy there.
Oh yeah, I ran with you, remember?
Right. Yeah.
And then I ran in ahead of you.
And did stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely knew I was there.
Yeah. Okay. Guess it was it all happened very quickly.
I understand, but you need to explain yourself as best you can. What you can remember will be a great help.
Well, yes, it was. Let's see. It was all
And
the assassins.
Hastings says, and what is she doing in Manacles? She's a former contractor of ours. And Mantha, like, grumbles and then takes the manacles off of you.
Thank you, Commander.
And
Yeah.
he says, my apologies. Would you like some tea?
I would be much obliged, please. Like, sort of, like, flexing and, like, feeling wrists and stuff, being like, oh, what a burden.
The
I
sergeant
didn't
just,
realize.
the sergeant throws her hands up and just, like, storms off.
I didn't realize that
To the door
Madame.
slam, and she just says, "Fucking tea."
I didn't realize that Madame V was Birchwood.
You know, not many people do, but she's very delicate. She's very, very particular wood.
Very light.
So one of the clerks brings like some tea for you and hands it to you.
Thank you kindly.
And the commander pulls up a stool while that's happening and sits down across from you.
Uh-huh. Well, I sip my tea. And I compose myself. And, I don't have a cool plan here. I really am just gonna say everything that happened.
Is there any information you want to withhold?
Okay.
It's
I mean,
such as
probably that we took like
a
don't
billion
know, like-
guns.
10 shotguns off of them.
Yeah, we can just let that slide. Okay. I heard gunshots first. I rushed to the scene. I was met by a bunch of assassins standing outside who were also rushing in, who also drew guns when they saw me, who then shot me. And then we got into a big old gunfight. And do I mention the crew? I don't know if I mentioned the crew. I might not. Yeah, I think I don't. And then, so it was a very hard fight. Murdered a bunch of people.
Self-defended. We defended
Self-defended.
ourselves.
Fended off a lot of people to
Yeah.
death. Got inside, saw my friends Dorothy and Viper. Viper suffering a gut wound, fighting and killing ultimately Decency, who very clearly was not going to stop until we were all dead. And tried to keep the two of them from running off, but well, Commander, not everyone has the same trust and faith in the Coast Guard that I do, which is just unfortunate, as you've earned it completely.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to Viper under some hay, just groaning in pain. Okay, I think that's going to be another bluff roll since you're hiding your crew's presence. I
Can I
mean,
just have forgotten about it?
How many ranks in forget do you have?
Oh, so many.
Unfortunately, I think you have to use your ranks in forget with quotation marks around it.
Multiclass and bimbo. That's what I'm doing.
Remember, you can spend action die.
I'm gonna. I mean, I can't get above a 15 with it, is the thing.
well, if it's any consolation, the commander also does not have sense motive.
He's like, what is
Why
with
would
this
he?
fucking- Okay, sure.
These people are not detectives. Remember, these are like, they are not a police force. They are a military force.
Sure.
They-
I got a 16, so I got as high as I could get it.
Okay. He gets an A.
God.
There we go.
God.
He buys it. Hook, line, and sinker.
Yay.
Yeah. So he nods and he says, "All right, well, we're going to... Do you have any idea where Dorothy and Viper may have gone? Because we're going to have to question them about this as well."
Oh, I couldn't even imagine.
No,
Yeah,
no
August, I'm so
ideas.
sorry. No.
All right, I suppose we'll start with your ship.
Oh, we're allowed guns on the ship.
Well, now that you mention it, Viper does spend a lot of time at the punch bowl.
That's
We're-
international waters. That's fine.
Yeah. Ship law.
That's ship law. Well, that looks super good to backpedal from, doesn't it?
There's nothing wrong with our ship.
I just got a bunch of. Well, actually, I don't know where the crew made off with the guns, so they might not be there.
I'm pretty sure you did tell them to go back to the ship.
Oops,
But it's not like they're going to be tossing the ship for us.
that's true. They'll just go. I mean, they're fucking. Who knows? All right, well, whatever.
Yeah, also to be clear, Christine was correct that it's not illegal for you to have the weapons on the ship. It's just illegal for you to bring them into the city.
True. Okay. Yeah. I think. Well, I can certainly accompany you there. There's things on the ship. You know, it would just be a comfort to be there right now. So I think that I will take Gentleman Moose and head back there.
Well, I thank you for your cooperation. You're going to have to wait here while my people go and ask around. I'm sure you understand.
I fully don't. What's the purpose of this?
Well, we need to corroborate the story of your crew.
Okay.
So if you'll just wait here for a while, I'm sure it won't take long at all.
Of course.
This is where we find out how good Maybell and Hanar are at getting people not to talk to cops.
Well, Hanar was a pirate, so...
Hanar actually knows that nobody talks, everybody walks. The fucking line.
Yeah.
Like some captains we can mention. Yeah.
Maybell was a fight trainer at a semi-underground pit fighting establishment, so...
Yeah. I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
We're just lucky that we didn't actually get the bug demon as help, because he would have talked to the cops.
No, he 100%. Cool.
About bugs.
Yeah.
Well, he'd answer the questions in exchange for bug information.
Okay. So we'll cut over to Viper as a group of Coast Guard head to the docks to ask around on the Quod Lebet.
My poor girl. Living the hay life now.
Yeah. So Viper, you hear voices approaching. One's the barkeep, and one's I guess probably a familiar voice. You've probably met this doctor before. And the barkeep,
Dr. Whiskey.
the barkeep says, "Yeah, she's in the hay over in the stable. I'll go get you that clean water." And the doctor comes over.
Viper just sits up out of the hay like the Undertaker, sitting up out of his casket.
So the doctor you recognize as the vet that the Coast Guard uses,
Great.
who you have probably been treated by before.
Yeah.
You know.
Large animal specialists. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they tend to your wounds, or let's see if they successfully do it. They do. So you heal 2 points.
Hell yeah!
So 1 vitality and 1 wound.
Unless you have
God.
some dual damage.
I don't.
There you go.
Way to go, Doc.
First aid.
You've never failed me. Feeling better already.
They're just,
Worth every penny.
they're just like, look, I just had to treat a giant moose. Cut me some slack. And with that, I'm actually going to roll for Gentleman Moose. The doc failed the roll. Maybe the doctor is a bit drunk. Who could say?
Uh,
This is why
rough.
you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what's up?
This is up my magical healing, guys. I know it's weird and it probably really hurts, but it's fine.
Wait, you can't do multiple heal things on a person, right? Or a subject, right?
Yeah, no,
On a day?
it's once per day.
You can do multiple magical healing,
Okay. Alright.
but it will cost you.
Says the tiny doll with the glowing red eyes.
Mm-hmm. We'll discuss your bill later.
Okay. So we will cut back to Dorothy in the winter. But before then, it's 7:30, so it's time for our break. So I'm going to take us over to the break screen, and we will be back in about 5 minutes.
Bye.